C is a teenage girl forced to live and work in space alongside her father, Damon. Despite her age, she's skilled and capable. Damon has made sure of that. He's taught her everything he knows, both about survival and the harsh realities of their world. In the quiet evenings, he tells her stories about her mother, a woman long gone, someone C doesn't remember but longs to know. One day, Damon shares exciting news. Their contract is almost up. Soon, they'll be able to return to Earth. But first, there's one final mission. They prep their gear, rest up, and prepare for the demanding task ahead. At dawn, C and Damon detach from the cargo starship and descend toward the planet in an escape pod. But during re-entry, the pod malfunctions. The planet's dense atmosphere causes the braking engines to fail, and the capsule veers off course. Still, they manage to land, hard but alive. Unfortunately, they're miles from the designated extraction site. They find themselves stranded in the middle of a lush, untouched forest, on a planet that looks eerily similar to Earth. But time is against them. The ship is preparing to leave, and they only have a few hours to finish the mission and return. Making matters worse, the air is filled with poisonous dust. They must wear space suits whenever they're outside. Together, they set off and soon come across an abandoned mining site. Damon investigates and discovers a deadly native organism that hides rare gemstones called Orlac. Extracting the stones is dangerous. It requires skill, precision, and acid. One wrong move, and the Orlac disintegrates, or worse, kills. But the payoff is huge. These gems could wipe out Damon's debts and give C a comfortable life. Still, for Damon, that's not enough. He knows about a place called the Queen's Lair, where even larger Orlac gems exist, enough to make them rich beyond imagination. C begs him not to go. She wants to return to the pod, catch the transport, and leave this place behind. But Damon, blinded by greed, refuses. He insists they press on. As they move deeper into the forest, C falls behind, distracted by the strange, beautiful plants. That's when her father's voice comes through the comms, tense, urgent. He's run into trouble. C hides in the bushes and watches as two armed strangers confront Damon. They're treasure hunters, bandits, and they're here to steal. They begin searching Damon, roughing him up. The leader, a man named Ezra, demands to know where their pod landed. Damon tries to stall. Then, thinking fast, he makes them an offer. He tells them about the Queen's Lair and a massive Orlac deposit discovered by a group of strange mercenaries. But the mercs don't have the skills to extract it. If they try, they'll lose everything. Damon suggests the three of them team up, take the treasure, and split it. Ezra agrees, but reminds him there are three of them, not two. Seizing the moment, Damon contacts C secretly and tells her to grab his rifle, follow them, and wait for the right moment to attack. 2 shots. No more. Timing is everything. C steps out from hiding and raises the rifle. The men freeze. Damon uses the distraction to grab Ezra's weapon. Now the tables have turned. Ezra is stunned. He didn't expect this. Damon orders the men to sit down and stay quiet. C urges her father to leave, to just go, but Damon wants more. He opens one of their cases looking for loot. That's when it happens. Ezra's silent partner lunges. Damon reacts instantly, killing him, but not before suffering a fatal wound. C is left alone, gun empty, staring down Ezra, still armed. She runs. Ezra doesn't miss the opportunity. He finishes off Damon. Hidden in the trees, C watches in horror. Her father is gone. She's alone. She races back to the escape pod, hoping to launch before it's too late. But the system is damaged. She spends hours trying to fix it, running out of food, hope, and time. Eventually, she takes a break, chewing on a snack and playing music to calm her nerves. That's when she hears a noise. Someone's inside. Ezra. She reacts fast, shooting him in the shoulder before he can act. He drops the rifle, raises his hands, and asks for a medkit. C pretends to help, then grabs his sidearm. She points it at him, trembling, ready to take her revenge. But instead of pulling the trigger, she makes a demand, his life, in exchange for his ship. Ezra, bleeding and shaken, treats his wound. Then he tells her the truth. He has no ship. His crew died from an infection not long after landing. There's no way back for him either. Their only chance is to work together. He suggests they go through with Damon's original plan. Offer their help to the mercenaries in exchange for passage off the planet. He tells her if she goes alone, she won't survive. But with him, they might make it. He apologizes for killing Damon but insists it was self-defense. Your father would have done the same, he says. And, besides, you kill my partner. We're even now. Out of options, C lowers the gun. She doesn't trust him. But she knows he's right. She agrees. After linking into C's air filter, Ezra and C set off toward the Queen's Lair. During the journey, Ezra opens up. He tells her about the poisonous rats that attacked his ship and killed his crew. He tries to learn her name, but C stays guarded, never lowering her weapon. Soon, Ezra's wound begins to worsen. He's growing weaker by the hour. Suddenly, they spot a figure hiding in the bushes, a seder, one of the native tribes living on the planet. Ezra orders C to lower her weapon. The pollen has infected his wound, and he hopes the seders might have medicine. When they reach the seder village, the chief agrees to help, but only if they leave their weapons behind. Reluctantly, they hide them in the forest and are allowed into the chief's home, where they meet his son. The chief shares a story. Once a prospector himself, he became infected and nearly died. But after surviving, he claims to have gained certain abilities, something outsiders from space could never understand. His son plays music while Ezra is treated with a healing juice that eases the pain and slows the infection. But Ezra wants more juice, bandages, filters. He offers to pay. Instead, the chief proposes something unexpected. Ezra can have everything he wants, but in return, he must leave the girl. According to the chief's vision, C must be reborn. The tribe has lost their mother figure, and without her, they believe their community won't survive. Caught off guard, C bolts from the tent. The chief's son tries to stop her, but she fights him off, grabs her hidden weapon, and escapes into the forest. She wanders for hours until she stumbles across a plant that releases hallucinogenic spores. Dizzy and exhausted, she makes it to the forest's edge and collapses. That's when she hears a voice, Ezra, broadcasting a call for help. Following the signal, she finds a hidden tent. And there he is, her father's killer. Ezra offers her food and even hands her a pistol, trying to prove he means no harm. He explains that after she ran, the seders turned on him and refused him medicine. The wound is now badly infected. He won't survive without amputation. Ezra begs for her help. He claims he never intended to give her away and offers her the surgical tool. Then he shows her how to use it. Together, they numb the arm, and C performs the amputation. She's quick, calm. Her experience comes from butchering animals on the farm with her father. Afterward, she cleans and bandages the wound. The next day, they set off again toward the queen's lair. As they walk, a fragile trust starts to form. C shares a story about her favorite novel, one she's been rewriting from memory after losing the original book. It's becoming something new, a world of her own. She tells Ezra how her father thought reading was a waste of time, pushing her instead to learn practical survival skills. And now, maybe he was right. Maybe if she had trained more, Damon would still be alive. Ezra doesn't like where the conversation is going. Gently, he tells her it's not her fault, and she shouldn't carry that burden. That night, for the first time, C tells him her name. They arrive at the queen's lair, where black market gem traders are waiting. Ezra tells C to stay hidden while he negotiates. With only one arm, he knows extracting Orlac will be hard, but he has no choice. They approach the camp and see a man locked inside a glass cage. Ezra introduces himself as a prospector and apologizes for the delay. The mercenary leader is impatient and demands he start digging immediately. Ezra tries to renegotiate. Since they lost their pod, they now want seats on the shuttle as payment. The answer is no. C steps in, bluntly stating that without a deal, they won't dig. Ezra cuts her off, trying again to reason with the traders. But they refuse. The shuttle is already full. No one's unloading it for two outsiders. C offers a solution, how to optimize the shuttle's layout using technical tricks. But the mercenary's assistant tells her to shut up and get to work. Ezra finally stands firm. Either they get seats, or the traders dig alone. The traders are out of time, and if they don't move soon, they'll miss their only ride off the planet. One crew member suggests dumping the auxiliary module. The leader agrees, upsetting his partner, and orders Ezra to begin the dig. Ezra and C are taken to a dig site left behind by a failed prospector. They notice something strange. The dead man was executed and displayed in the glass cube. They're told he was sent into a pollen-covered pod, exiled as a disgrace. It's a brutal warning. At the site, Ezra begins extracting the gems, struggling with one hand. C helps where she can, but it's not enough. Ezra damages a gem, then another. Furious, one of the mercenaries moves in to kill them. C steps up, clumsily but bravely trying to extract the Orlac herself. But the gem liquefies. It's too late. As the mercenary turns to alert the others, Ezra strikes first, killing him. They flee into the forest. Another guard chases them. They manage to kill him too. But Ezra is wounded in the struggle. He tells C to split up and hide while he distracts the last pursuer. Ezra is attacked by a woman mercenary. She overpowers him at first, but he manages to stab her. Injured, he urges C to keep running. C returns to the camp to find a medkit. She's met by the last of the black market crew, who fires a shotgun at her, but misses. Suddenly, the man in the glass cage, now freed, appears behind the shooter and kills him with a rock. C grabs the medkit and runs back to Ezra, patching him up. Then, supporting his weight, she helps him back to the pod. On their way, they pass the dying prisoner, silent, peaceful, not a threat. Finally, the two launch into orbit and make it aboard the transport ship, just in time. So that's it. Hope you enjoy the story. Subscribe and press the bell icon for more videos.